Hi, I'm Matt Pinfield, and with me now is singer-songwriter Fiona Apple, who has a debut record out called Title. Fiona, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
We talked about you coming here a long time ago, and
yeah.
It's good to have you out. I saw you do an amazing show at the Fez in New York City. It was extremely compelling. I really enjoyed that.
Did you see the last one? Was that the one that you went to?
No, I went to the first or second one on the first night.
Okay. Oh, and then you came to see me, but you didn't see the show that night.
Yeah, I just came to talk to you that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Just came to talk to you about the record and just talk to you about performing, which was cool. Did you have fun playing those Fez shows?
Yeah, it's just that the last one sucked, so I just wanted to make sure that you weren't there.
No, I didn't see that one. But the one I saw was really good. Tell me about how long have you been playing piano and writing songs and singing?
It's different. Like with piano, I've been playing. I started taking lessons when I was about 8, and then writing songs when I was like 11. You know.
Wow.
But I used to write like instrumental stuff too before that.
Yeah, were you into popular music, or was it like classical or jazz? What kind of thing were you doing?
I was into basically everything that I'm into now, which is everything.
Right.
You know, basically everything except for like country and techno. I listen to everything. You know.
Right.
But yeah, I was listening to like a lot of. At that time, I think I was listening to like a lot of Billie Holiday and like Ella Fitzgerald and I don't know, and like also like Debussy, you know.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
You know.
I mean, it's very your singing and your songs are very soulful and you know, very deep and deeply rooted. And you know, it's obvious that Billie Holiday was that kind of artist. I mean, she was really bringing out her soul, and Ella's ability to sing and the way that she sung. I know she's one of your biggest influences as well, right?
Yeah.
It's quite amazing, and you do it well. I mean, you do your own thing well. I'm not saying you do their thing, but I mean, you've kind of synthesized that into your own thing and your songwriting. I want to do actually, we're going to show a video, and then we're going to come back in a little bit. We're going to talk to Fiona some more. Right now, we have a brand new video from the LA band The Descendants. They haven't put out an album since 1987, when lead singer Milo, that's right, Milo Ackerman, left the band to pursue a career in biochemistry. And they're an amazing band. Of course, they became All, and had a bunch of different singers, and now earlier this year, Milo reunited with The Descendants. They have a new album out called Everything Sucks. Let's check off the first clip off this. And it's the one called I'm the One. It's new here on 120 Minutes. It's awesome. Check it out. Welcome back to 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield, and I'm here with Fiona Apple. Let's talk a bit about Maya Angelou, who's a poet that I know has been a big influence on you. Tell me how you discovered Maya.
It's weird. My mom got me a book of like a compilation book of her poetry.
Yeah.
And there was just something in her writing that I just related to. It was like, you know, I spent like so much time being ashamed of certain things about me, being ashamed of like being a very, very sensitive person, because you know it's not cool to be sensitive. It's cool to be like, you know, nothing gets to me, you know, and so I grew up just kind of feeling really ashamed of being sensitive. And when I would read everything that she wrote, not just her poetry, but like, you know, the books that she's written, she writes about like her sensitivities and her vulnerabilities and the weak points in her life and the embarrassing points in her life. And you know, I remember I would read about it, and it would be just, you know, it would give me a lot of hope just to read about somebody that I admired, that, you know, I respected her work, and to know that she had weaknesses, you know, that she wasn't just a totally strong person born that way, you know, born perfect like everyone else seems to be. And she, I remember I used to look at the book on the back cover, and like that woman, if you haven't seen her, it's just like, you know, you can see it like in her posture and in her eyes and in her smile that she just, you know, she knows who she is and she's proud of who she is. And to know that she had been through similar things that I'd been through, you know, and that she came out that way, it was incredible hope for me, you know.
Yeah, that's great. I think, you know, it's true that, you know, we would definitely be attracted to people that, you know, we can relate to their vulnerabilities, because we are all vulnerable, you know what I mean? And we, you know, people do, like you said, pretend to be really insensitive. And some people are insensitive, but a lot of us are sensitive, you know. And I think that's great that you found her and she was, you know, influence on you and everything. We're going to come back in a minute, by the way, with Fiona. But what we're going to do right now is show you the video, which we've seen before here on 120. We're going to show it again. From the album title, here's Shadowboxer on 120 Minutes. From their second album, too, that's Presidents of the United States of America with Mach 5 here on 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield, and this is Fiona Apple. Now, Fiona, speaking of sensitivities, when you perform live, you'll go on stage and you'll talk about things that are going on in your life, things that have influenced the songs on your record, and just basically how you're feeling, which is a very open way to perform. When you approach the songwriting as well, songs like Pale September and So Like Honey, were those songs actually about personal experiences and things that you'd gone through lyrically?
Yeah. I mean, especially, a lot of them are based on a whole bunch of different things, but there are a couple of them that are based on, like, one experience or one person, like a lot of them are just, I'll be talking, it'll sound like I'm talking about one person, but it's about, 3 guys that I knew, Shadowboxer's 3 guys, it's not just one person, but like Pale September's about one particular thing, one particular incident, and yeah, there's a couple of songs like that where it's just, but it's all about, things that I've experienced, I don't know how I could really write about anything that I didn't know about,
Right.
And I only know my own experience, so, but... Yeah.
You've probably heard people say that you have a voice that sounds like someone who's, sometimes they'll say, oh, it sounds like somebody who's this older, like really, like this whole blues and soul thing. How do you react to that when people say that to you? Because, I mean, then they're referring to the idea that you're younger. You're young, but you have a voice that sounds like somebody who's been through so much in this world. I mean, obviously, when you're younger, you can have been through so much. How do you react when people say it?
Well, it's funny, I mean, because a lot of people, ask me about, like, some guy in Europe actually told me that he thought that I had made up everything that I had written about because he didn't think that I could have experienced that much being 19, and it just makes you kind of feel like, damn, there's a big generation gap because people don't realize that, I didn't even realize that there was anything like weird about what I was singing or how I was singing it, if I'm 19, until people started asking me about it, and I think that people just don't realize that I'm totally normal, everything that I'm writing about, most people my age, as every age, feels. It's just that some people write about it and some people don't,
Right.
And a lot of 19-year-olds don't write about it, a lot of do, and they're just not in the public eye, so.
Exactly, so all of a sudden they act like it's something that's unique.
Yeah, but you don't need, like, years to know things. You just need experiences, and you need to be, if you're a sensitive person and you can, like, take in all the things that happen to you and learn from them, then you grow older in a different sense, on a different level.
It's not age, and it doesn't have to be,
Right.
Exactly. That's true. Stick around because we'll be talking with Fiona Apple, and right after the break, it's a brand new one from the Queers. Stick around. Welcome back to 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield, and I'm here right now with Fiona Apple. And Fiona, you have a really great, interesting story. Some people use the word Cinderella story. I don't know if that's the correct word, but the story on how you got signed and made all these demo tapes and only had to end up giving out one. Why don't you tell us the stories, because it's been heard and retold, and you might get that whole Japanese whispers thing where it changes every time it gets to somebody else. So let's hear it from you firsthand.
I just decided like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that I wanted to make a demo tape. I went out to California, made a tape, 3 songs, just me and the piano. And then my plan was, like, I didn't know how to, get into the business. It happened really weird though. I made these 3 songs on this tape. I went to New York, brought a couple of, for Christmas I went home to New York, and I brought a couple of the tapes with me, just not to give to anybody like, this is me, hire me, sign me, just like for my friends and family and stuff. My friend took one of the tapes, and I had made up like a batch of 78 tapes. That was my number of tapes that I made up. I made up 78 tapes, went back to New York, and I was planning on, when I went back to California, I was going to start sending them out to managers or record companies or whatever. But instead, I brought these couple of tapes back. One of my friends took one of the tapes and took it to the woman that she babysat for, who does public relations. And so this woman heard the tape, apparently liked it, and she had a Christmas party to which she invited Andrew Slater, who's my producer and manager, and he went to the party, heard the tape, and then called me, and so I still have, 77 tapes. I never even, like, got to the place where I was going to make an effort.
That's great, actually. Andrew did a great job producing the record, by the way, as well. And I know he works really close with you. That's an interesting story. So what are you going to do with those other tapes? Are they just kind of hanging out somewhere?
They're just like, I'll be in my house in California and I'll like, you know, open a drawer and there'll be like 3 and I'll look under the bed and there'll be like 7, you know, they're just like hanging
Wherever
out.
you can stash them, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, I mean, you really did a great first record, and, you know, from this point on, I guess you'll be doing a lot of touring at this point. I mean, now I know you have some time off in December, but where are things going from here?
I really don't know. I mean, I'm going around the States now, and then I'm gonna I have some little tour to do in France, and then coming back, and I have no idea what's gonna happen, like in January.
Yeah.
But
I just keep seeing things keep changing, so, you know.
yeah.
It's kind of like a whole, you know, snowball effect right now. But it's good that people are getting to hear your record, and
Yeah.
that people should go out and see you live if they get the opportunity to, because it's a completely different experience as well. All right, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it,
Thank
Fiona.
you.
It was nice to have you. And it was great to have Fiona here. You can check out her album known as Tidal. Up next, I'm going to show you a brand new video from the Queers, who currently have an album out called Don't Back Down. And this is not the song done by the Dead Milkmen. It's their own song. In fact, this band has had songs covered by New Bomb Turks, who are their friends, and they write their own material. Here it is. It's called Punk Rock Girls, and it's new 120 minutes tonight.